The Fog. John Carpenter's The Fog. Man, when I first grabbed this movie when I was a kid, I had an original VHS of it, and I didn't know anything, and I watched it, and I was impatient, and I was like, this sucks. I got rid of the VHS tape. Now I regret it because it was an original. But anyways, later on in life, this film just became like one of the classics, like Prince of Darkness and Escape from New York and The Thing. It's just, man, movie masterfulness. And I just love this fucking movie so much, The Fog. I remember, like, when I had some bad times in my life, and I would just put this movie on in the background and just, like, am I sick? I don't know. I just liked hearing it, hearing the noises, the stories. So this movie starts off small rural Maine-ish type town, and it's a coastal town with a lighthouse and a harbor, and it's got a old history. And it starts off with this old man, and he's on the beach with a bunch of kids. It looks like they're part of the fucking, I don't know, the Boy Scouts or something. And he's telling a story about like 100 years ago when the town was kind of invaded by pirates, and the townsfolk made this deal with the pirates, but they ended up betraying them, and a curse has been on the town ever since. And every, I don't know, 100 years or 30 years, they come back. So it's got this like haunted pirate feel. Man, it's just so funny. Like, movie starts off, there's some cool classic scenes. Like I said, there's a drunken priest, and you got John Carpenter is like the priest's helper, like laborer. And the priest is like a little bit of a drunk, and you could tell it's like maybe it's Friday night, and little John Carpenter wants to get the hell home or get to a party. So he's like, "Do you need anything else from me, Father?" And he's like, "No, I think we're good. Maybe come in at 5 instead of 4." Like he docks him an hour because he's like doesn't like the cut of his jib. But anyways, he also so little John Carpenter takes off. He just plays the helper, maybe the caretaker of the church, and he takes off, and then the priest says, "Oh, well, another thing," and little Johnny Carpenter just bolts down the stairs, runs outside, gets in his car, and leaves. So that was a cool scene. Then all of a sudden, like a fucking slab of concrete falls out of the side of the fucking wall in the church, and little drunky father here finds like a map and like some treasure, like this gold chalice, and he's like, "Uh-oh." And there's like an admission of like, we've sinned. So I failed to mention that these pirates also had like leprosy, so they were like lepers. So they just pretty much let them rot. I forget the story, but I've seen this a million times and I can't even remember like what's the lore there. But I think that's even better because then you can discover it, because I think that's one of the best parts about this is like the story. And John Carpenter is a natural born storyteller. So it's a seaside village of Antonio Bay. It's the 100th anniversary. A fog bank rolls in, and ancient schooner, which is like a type of vessel, a boat, arrives in swirling mist, and murdered sailors descend upon the town. Using knife, hook, and sword, they exact revenge for sins committed by the town's founding fathers. So most of the people that they're after are related to the founding fathers, including like the mayor and everything. So it's a 100-year crime. They must solve it or die. And it's John Carpenter with Deborah Hill, and they just collabed on a lot of great things. They were dating, and I think Adrienne Barbeau at this time started catching the eye of little Johnny Carpenter, And I think that's so shortly after this, Deborah Hill and John Carpenter broke up, and he started banging Adrienne Barbeau with their big gagoogas. And yeah, so 1979 film. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this. You got our favorite friend. What's his name? How could they not have his name on here? He's in. How am I forgetting his name? He's in Night of the Creeps. He's in Halloween 3. Tom Atkins. Okay, so Tom Atkins is in this. I can't remember if it's this movie or another movie that he doesn't have his mustache, but he looks fucked without it. And this guy, like, he looks 70. I don't know why John Carpenter puts him in movies, but he's always, like, with some hot young chick in all the movies, and I think it's just so perverted. I'm sure none of these young actresses wanted to be kissed by Tom Atkins. Or maybe they did. They have daddy complex. That's good casting. I don't know. But Tom Atkins, I fucking love this guy. I don't know why. Like, he's just a weirdo, old man type character. Got the same vibe of him, like the guy in what's that vampire movie? Anyways, can't remember. I'm babbling here. I'm babbling. Hal Holbrook. He was starring in this as well. He's Father Malone. Hal Holbrook is Father Malone. And so we got this guy. He's driving. He has a couple beers. I don't know if he's part of the town or not. It's played by Tom Atkins. He picks up this hitchhiker, Jamie Lee Curtis. She's like, "Are you weird?" He's like, "Yeah." "Oh, thank God you're weird." Anyways, I think we talked about The Fog before, but I decided to do it again. And yeah, so they end up having a little bang session. And the next day, like, oh yeah, Tom Atkins does live in the town because he finds out his friends didn't come in from the harbor that night, and we noticed that they got attacked on their boat earlier in the night. And we got another John Carpenter character actor who's in that. He plays the guy who's like, "I'm president. I always knew I was president." And he's in a lot of his films. But so people are going missing. Fog's killing people. At the end of the movie, the fog's just closing in on everyone. You got them all rushing to safety, and they go to the church to get to the bottom of this mystery, because Father Malone wants to speak with them. So you got the mayor's daughter, who is played by Annie from Halloween original, and then you got Tom Atkins, Jamie Lee. And they go to the Father Malone's place, and there's a showdown with the pirates, and Father Malone presents the stolen gold, which is now like crafted into a cross, and I think Malone either dies or his hair turns white or something, but the curse is lifted, and that's the end of The Fog. The best part about these old movies is just the great feel of a real film, with a good production, and it took a lot of work and ideas and energy, and they're proud of their work, and it wasn't just put a bunch of money into it. It was the story and the team, and that's the beauty of John Carpenter's work. So check out The Fog, must see, and yeah, see you next time on Johnny's Corner. Dun dun dun!